Hello everyone, how are you doing? I hope that you are doing so very well. Today I'm here with my February wrap-up and also an update on Kindness Challenge. I know I said I was going to do a full announcement video whenever you guys said which of iPourLife's efforts you wanted to support, but then I looked at my Goodreads reading goal and I only read 3 books in the month of February, so I was like, I'll just stick it together, it'll be fine. The effort that won, drumroll please, is Ethiopia, the Global Women's Economic Empowerment Program. If you guys didn't watch last month's wrap-up for Kindness Challenge this year, we are going to raise money for one of iPourLife's efforts. I gave you guys the choice of global versus local, and global won. In the last video I said a little bit about what the Global Women's Economic Empowerment Program is, but I'm gonna say it again for all y'all that missed it. iPourLife works in a community outside of the capital city of Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, called Kora. The people that live in Kora are the people who have been abandoned by their families because of disease or injury, which leads their families thinking that they're cursed. There's a lot of people with leprosy and a lot of people with HIV in that community, and those are the people that we are working with. We teach these women an indigenous trade. We have an all Ethiopian staff that does that. We provide the funds, but obviously Ethiopians know best how to help Ethiopia, so we want them in charge of the day-to-day operations. They'll go through business classes for about 10 days and then have a trial period where they are very closely monitored by our Ethiopian staff, making sure that they understand the business principles that they were taught and understand that they need to be saving money, which is a major feature of the program. And then after a year, they're still part of our family. It's not like we're like, bye. They still come for big events, launches of other women through the program, where we have a giant donut party because donuts are universal. Everyone loves donuts, so we buy a lot of donuts and it is a huge celebration. One of the main things that I love about this program is that though I do not discount work of organizations that use making products to give people jobs in other countries, that's so incredible, but what I love about our program is that obviously we provide the funds for the startup capital, but their businesses are indigenous to their culture. They're either selling kitchenwares in the market or clothes, or they're making food, or they're selling candy, or something that is specific to Ethiopia. It's not making something for us to sell. So if anything happened to us, the women who have already been through the program will be good. They're doing their own thing, they're having their own businesses, and it's not reliant on us in any way, which is really what we want them to become, which is self-sufficient. We've had 75 women go through the program. We also have recently had 14 women moved into condos by the government. So they're going to tile floors and running water and stuff that they've never had, which is absolutely phenomenal and incredible. The women who are in this program are amazing and deserve every second chance that they're getting, and that's one of the things that I really love about iPourLife, is that we believe that anyone can thrive, especially people who other people have given up on. Those are the people that we target, those are the communities that we work in, are the groups of people that other people are like, there's no way that they would thrive or even succeed, and we're like, no. Anyone can thrive given the right opportunity and culture. If you have any questions about the program, let me know down below. I'm also just setting a tentative goal of 3,000 for this year. I feel like we could surpass that. I'll link the page for the fundraiser down below where you can give, where you can see the ticker, and that's pretty much it. That's the Kindness Challenge for this year. I'll be updating you guys monthly on how much money we've raised or where we're at in fundraising, or any other little tidbits about the Global Women's Economic Empowerment Program. I'm super excited. I hope that you're really excited. It's gonna be a great time. And now let's get into the books. In February, I read 3 books. I thought that I had read more, but apparently I did not, because I focused on watching TV shows. First up, we've got The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. This was such an interesting book. I read it for book club and we had a very good discussion about it. The premise of this book is that there has been a takeover of the United States. There's also been a problem with sterility. So wealthy and up families get handmaidens who are basically sex slaves, and they're there to produce children for them because the wives can't, and that's pretty much it. I really love Margaret Atwood's writing. She is a fantastic writer. She's super descriptive, but not to a fault, not to a point where you're like, wow, that was way more description than I ever needed in my life. There's also a lot of questions left unanswered, which some people love and some people don't. I personally liked it in this book because it just added to the feel of it, but people in my book club were not about that life. They did not like that there were questions left unanswered. There's also like sex and stuff, so just be warned of that going in. The thing about this is that it's something that you can actually see happening in the future, so that's what made it a little bit like too real, but also at the same time, the people in this book that have taken over are basically like really fanatical, not Christian Christians. They're using the Bible as the basis for having handmaids and having these sex slaves, and sometimes that was just like a little bit much for me. I don't know. It was good, but it was also like, It was a lot. But besides that, fantastic book, fantastic story. There's also a section at the end that gives you like a little bit more context of the situation. It's historical notes like 100 years in the future, and that part was really, really interesting and intriguing. Overall good, but a little bit too much for me at times. I gave this a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Next up is To Catch a Killer by Cheryl Scarborough. This book actually came out in the middle or beginning of February. This is about Erin Blake, who is renowned in the crime world because she was found when she was a toddler next to her dead mom. So her name has always been linked to that crime. Her and her two best friends are also very interested in crime scene tech, and they kind of run their own like miniature crime solving business. One night she goes to give her teacher some stuff and she finds her teacher dead. And this just starts a whole roll of her trying to figure out who murdered her teacher and why. This was very intriguing, and the story and the plot was really fun. It's obviously a murder mystery. I really enjoy murder mysteries. The things that I didn't like about this book were the hardcore insta-love. Also, it was pretty predictable. I figured out the end game who killed the teacher from early on in this book, like maybe chapter 2 or 3. I liked following it along and getting a little bit scared when the thriller parts happened, but I knew what was going to happen in the end, so it wasn't really surprising. I wasn't shook. It may not be that way for everyone, but it definitely was for me. This also was a situation where I could not put the book down. I can't put it down like I know what happens. I had to know. I gave this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And last but not least, I've got Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. I saw that the audiobook for Glass Sword was on Hoopla, and I was like, I'll just start listening to it, and about 5 minutes into listening to it, I was like, I literally remember none of the end of Red Queen. Rather than like a normal person going and being like, I'll just read a recap, I just re-listened to it, and I really, really enjoyed it. This is a book about a girl named Mare Barrow. She lives in a futuristic world where there's two different levels of people. There are silvers and reds. Reds have red blood, the silvers have silver blood, and also they have abilities. Mare, through a turn of circumstances, ends up serving at the summer house of the king and queen. By accident, she falls on this huge lightning shield and finds out, wow, she has powers even though she has red blood. So rather than kill her because everyone saw her abilities, the king and queen decide to make her a princess. So she's thrust into this world of lies and manipulation. She's trying to figure out this game that everyone else is playing, but she has no idea what it is. I really enjoyed this time around. I still give it the same rating as last time, mostly because Mare suffers from something that I just found out is a thing, which is TSTL syndrome, too stupid to live syndrome, where she just does things and you're like, what are you doing? You were such an idiot. And that's Mare Barrow in a nutshell. I like her. I like reading about her. I especially love the audiobooks. The audiobooks are phenomenal, but there's a lot of times that I'm just like shaking my fist like, Mare Barrow, what are you doing? There's a lot of tropes that you see in dystopian and fantasy worlds. It's not super original in that sense, but it's a really fun read. People hate on it and rag on it, but it's so much fun to read. I gave this a 3.5 out of 5 stars, didn't change my rating, just kept it the same. I really liked everything except for Mare, and Mare is the main character, so she's a major part of the book. There's also a bit of insta-love, not as much as in To Catch a Killer, but there's a little bit of insta-love in here, so, you know. Hello, Future Maureen is back to say I missed a book. Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I don't know how I forgot this because I read it for Ostentatious, and this is my all-time favorite Jane Austen book. It follows two sisters named Eleanor and Mary Ann in their life and love and heartbreak, and it's just fantastic, and everything. I relate to Eleanor a lot. If you haven't read this book, if you've just stuck to Pride and Prejudice, read this, please. Sense and Sensibility is the best. Read it. Do it. Yes. I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars, obviously. And that's it. Those are all the books that I read in February. Let me know down below what you read in February, the thing that you liked the least that you read in February. If you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, hopefully more regularly soon. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, stop. Can you not? Inspector Gadget.